Good morning, everyone. And we know it's early on a Monday morning, but thought we'll share some personal experiences with you this morning. Because, main reason, tomorrow we will be celebrating 24 years into 25 years of marriage. And when you think about Surya Darshan, right behind us this morning, if you give Surya importance in your life, even in relationships, the rising of the sun, the setting of the sun, everything that happens in between that time, you learn so much that you could apply to your relationships. So 24 years. And this morning we are out on a mountain top. As you can see, the clouds out right there. We're going to share some secrets, what makes getting to 24 years of marriage possible. And not just work, but hard work.
It's not an easy ride, but it's a worthwhile ride. There's ups, there's downs, there's challenges, there's happy times, there's sad times, but it's all worth the ride.
So
You know?
here's a thought. Love is not a decision. Love is a decision,
Not an emotion.
not an emotion.
Right?
So you go through your little courting days before you get married. You think, I'm in love. And it's such nice feelings, yes, being in love. What is love? What in love gets you to 24 years of marriage? The decision.
Yeah, the decision to continually love the person that you're with, to the decision to continually learn and grow together, the decision to stick it out no matter what.
Yeah. So another thought, 24 years of marriage.
Don't make tomorrow's decisions based on today's emotions. Deal with today. Deal with tomorrow. Leave the past in the past. Don't bring up shit from the past. Okay? Big mistake.
And that's wisdom for life, not just for marriages. That's literally for life. So basically what you're saying...
Hi Giselle. I'm well in Gokul. Morning.
So here's another thought. Live your story. We're living our story.
Our story is our story. You can't even live it for your children, because you nurture and care for your children and they will drive away in the car one day and leave you. At the end of the day, you would be standing there with a hole in your heart. So live for you and your partner.
24 years.
Make it work. Yeah. Not even your children. You are there to provide a role up to a certain point for your children and do it well. But at the end of the day, it's for both of you.
You know, in conversations we have a 23-year-old son and an almost 18-year-old son too. Wow. And yeah, we're learning day by day that gradually...
Okay, coffee, Giselle.
Cheers, everybody. Gradually your children grow up and you're left with each other. So the sooner you start developing that relationship between you and your spouse, nurturing that friendship and doing things together, finding hobbies, finding things that you can both do and enjoy together, it's going to fill that gap when your kids grow up. believe me, you have to let go. You have to learn to let go. So,
Don't live lies. The next point, don't live lies. You know, be totally honest, be truthful.
oh, talking about lies. So lies in relation to, and again, this is for young couples. And again, conversations with my youthful boys, they teach us a lot about how and what children go through today.
Sitaram, Shiva, Vashti.
And children meaning the young ones that are falling in love. So social media.
Mhm.
You know, you see all these pretty pictures, you see all these, maybe not telling out all the truths in those pictures, and you tend to think, well, my life doesn't amount to that much that you see among the others. Don't fall for what you see on social media, and don't be
Einstein.
pressured by what you see on
Tara.
social media. Happy to have you all joining with us this morning. Again, we're at the top of a mountain, trying
Enjoying
to
the
get closer to
sunshine.
Surya this morning.
We want to fly high. We want to fly high and fly for long. So,
Clouds are just stretch your wings.
so don't post stuff on.
Not
Yeah.
about posting, but
No, it's not about posting, but posting false images of yourself. You know, don't wear masks. Be truthful in everything that you do.
what's next? We're sharing some thoughts about
Yeah.
getting to 24 years of marriage. We're on the edge here. We're doing this tomorrow. We're celebrating 24 years of marriage.
Don't put pressure. No pressure. You know. On yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself to sustain the relationship. It must be very easy to do.
Must feel natural.
It must feel natural.
Must be real.
Yeah.
Pretty much that. So,
And leave in that, you have to learn to leave issues as issues and not make it personal. It's a hard thing to do because once you hurt somebody's feelings, it's, you know, you can't help but get emotional about it. But you have to learn to separate issues from personalities. And once you can deal with the issues separately, then the personality will work.
another thought here. You know that old saying, opposites attract? And yeah, you could be two completely different people,
Anushka, Shivani, Sitaram.
but you have to embrace the differences, right? So if I'm doing something one way and you're doing something, same thing, but you choose to do it a different way, does that mean that your way is right and my way is wrong? Hello? No, it just means you have your way and I have my way. And
My way better.
so anyway, that will happen, but you learn after 24 years.
Thanks,
you learn,
Anushka.
you learn to appreciate the opposites, appreciate the differences, and
I learned this the hard way because I thought with what I thought wealth of experience in doing stuff that I knew my way works, and I learned from my children that they need to learn it their own way. And once you impose your opinions and your way of doing things on persons, it pushes them away and causes a lot of conflict. So everybody have their own learning curve and their own way to understand life, and you have to allow room for people to grow in this way. They will eventually come around, but you have to give them the room to learn.
and he likes to talk about they, and
That includes me, eh? By the way. I also come around too.
biggest, most important secret to get to 24 years.
Oh yeah.
Coffee
Coffee.
and prayers?
I think from the very onset, um,
We were born in prayer.
Yeah.
Our relationship was born in prayer. I remember praying, saying, "You up there, if you can hear me, send me the right guy, send me the right companion." I want to have your own. So it starts in prayer. Have that conversation with God. Tell him what you want. Tell her what you want in your relationship. Do the work towards it. Don't just get that relationship and think that's it. When you get it, when God answers your prayer and puts that person in your path,
I'm all sit around.
do the work. So, main tip for 24 years, getting there, pray, and of course,
Pray out loud together.
together.
Yeah, together. Pray together. Praying together helps you stay together. You know, it's hard. It's a difficult thing to do. Most people, sometimes when I'm doing puja, I ask people to take a minute of silence and make their own personal prayer. But sometimes that's the longest minute you'll spend in silence. So try to pray together, you know, and pray out loud. Say the silly things, say the everything that comes natural to you, because that's real, you know.
So another thing that's close to my heart, and what I think has made us so strong as a family, not just as a couple but as a family, is because the leading guy is a spiritual guy.
I try to be.
In every relationship,
I mirror one.
it's important that your guy is grounded in spirituality
Well, morning.
to lead
Thank you.
the family together on that spiritual path. And spiritual path does not always mean that you, and I'm saying this out of love, it does not necessarily mean that you all get up every Sunday morning and you go to temple. It does not mean, spirituality does not mean only about putting your hands together in prayer. Spirituality means taking your family out into places where you can find peace. God gives us so many opportunities to find peace, and He has been that person to take us out. You know, just we work hard, we play harder,
I surely morning.
and in playing harder, you find and He leads us. Again, leading us in spirituality is one of the most important things you can have out of the leading roles in a family. Getting to 24 years, I think that has been also one huge tip in
Yeah.
terms of
We I have learned in my years of being involved in satsang, and since I was 10, 11 years old, a long time ago, being involved in satsang, it's necessary. Being in satsang is necessary. Doing your worship, whatever way you do it, is necessary. It all leads to you becoming a better individual, being able to understand the concept of God, who God is, you know, because, and it also helps you to go within and find the God within yourself, first of all. And, you know, yeah, that's how you build your spirituality. The external stuff, puja, ritualistic worship, is necessary, but they are stepping stones to taking
something
yourself
bigger.
to
Right there, you can touch it. So here's to the girls, to the ladies, to the women, getting to 24 years.
It's so windy up here. My coffee getting cold really fast.
Go on dates. don't stop dating your spouse when you get married. Um, it takes a lot at first because you have children, you have work, you have chores, and this is what life becomes for young couples, caught up in the responsibilities, and that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, we started doing this a couple of years well ago because again, in the initial stages of having children, your focus is children. But you get to a point where you realize your relationship with your partner becomes sacrificed, and that's not what we wanted. And we made the time and the effort to may not be able to afford it at first, but do little things. Go for an ice cream. We used to go for just drive out for a coffee sometimes and sit and spend a couple hours together. And in those couple hours you're spending alone together, you discuss issues which you would not have been able to discuss with your kids around, or you have put on hold because you're unable to discuss it before. So, and that's when I get all my little buff and things, you know.
To grow from.
Yeah. So, all necessary, all necessary. Go on dates. Have a date night. Have a date day. Have a date time. Set aside.
Something someone taught us a long time ago too. Don't make your children the center of your family. One of the most important things, again, we're working with children these days, and it's probably one of the things we were destined to do. And we're seeing how difficult it is, and it reminds us every time.
Baby,
We've been through it. We've been through working with our kids, getting through our days, putting them and their needs first and foremost. And you give them an empowerment that they know that they're that important. And I want to just give you a little spin on that. Don't give your children the sense of family is more important. Not just them, the individual, not because you want this, not because you have to have it that way, not because, what are you doing? What are you doing when you do that?
You're teaching them that being selfish is okay, and yes, that is okay up to a point, but family is more important.
Family. It's about,
Yeah.
let's talk about this and see how we all need to deal with the situation. Not just about the child getting it right or wrong, or the parent getting it right or wrong, but it also helps to teach that child about family, and not just the me, not just not just you, the child. It's about the best gift you could give your child is a healthy marriage.
Because they would want what you have, and if the environment for them is not a healthy one, then the child suffers, your children suffer. One also really important thing to note is that when you have kids, you have learned things up to having children at that point in your life, and in the early stages of life, you need to insist to your children to do things in a particular way until they get to a point where they want to explore and learn for themselves, but they will learn with your guidance. We have learned in teaching children music over the years that from the time the child says in 1 or 2 sessions, Mom, this is too difficult, I don't want to try it, parents will say, yeah, okay, no problem, that's finished. And then we have instances where great parenting, and I could call many names. Some of you are locked on this evening. This morning. Some of you are looking that they will insist that their child sticks to it and sticks to the discipline. We have some parents who know more tabla and can call bowls off the top of their head than their children. And in the long run, the the child will benefit. The parents will be very happy that they stuck with it and insisted that they learned an art form. It doesn't
We
have to
did.
be music. It doesn't have to be music. It can be anything else. Karate, martial arts, a sport, piano, tabla, keyboard,
They have to
violin,
go through
so
the
much
tough
things.
element. They have to go through that barrier of this is hard. It's a win after that. When they get through that and you nurture that feeling of getting through, this is hard. You're nurturing the ability for them to accomplish and achieve anything. Think about it. Yeah?
So something else we do. Uh,
I'll have to share this.
yeah, we have
this
a beautiful
view here.
rainbow out here this morning.
Should we change our position? Can you see that rainbow? It's there. It's there. Sorry about the lighting this morning. Sunshine is not cooperating 100%.
Like the rainbow right by your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. You can come around. Come closer.
Yeah, so something we also do, and it can be very small to start. You know, we take time out for ourselves. We take a vacation just to have some quality time away from the children. That's important. Okay. Yeah, so do that. You'll be amazed as to how much it helps reconnect and reinforce the reasons why you chose each other.
But while you're doing that, also take family vacations. And vacations don't mean Disney. If you can do Disney, by all means do Disney. But vacations with your family.
My coffee got cold.
Oh.
It's so windy.
And by the way, Trinidad is such a beautiful place as we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about vacation. And right now we
Hi,
cannot go.
Jyoti, Sitaram.
'Cause
Thank you.
We're not doing plane rides just yet. We're taking advantage of finding all the beautiful places that this country has to offer. So, in a nutshell, all we're trying to do here, sharing a very personal experience with all of you. Today, we are on the edge of celebrating our 24th anniversary. Tomorrow, 24th anniversary, 26 years together. That's a long time.
Well, we are amazed when people tell us they spent 50 years together, and we look at these individuals and wow, you know. But if you talk to them, they're going to tell you some of the same things we're telling you now. It's no easy journey. And one of the things I want to share again with you is that you get so caught up in grooming your children and taking care of your children. Hi Murray, good morning Shari. You forget, you know, before you have kids, you go all out. You take your partner out on a date. You buy flowers, you buy roses. You're wooing this individual, and after you get married and children and everything, you forget how to be a couple. But try to figure that out. Try to be a couple even before your kids grow up, to show them that example, to set the example so that your kids can have what you have. Your kids can want what you have. Yeah.
So you're probably wondering what we're reading from here, right? So it's just early morning reading, and we came across this article that was written by a pastor, and he shared his thoughts on achieving the same goal. 25 years, we're almost there. And everything on his list just happens to be, it's 20 points he gave us. And we checked every point. So, you know, it encouraged us. Sometimes everyone needs to hear what is the secret behind a relationship. A lot of times people think, well, they're just lucky, or, you know, look at them. They're just so happy, but you don't know what comes with that.
It's a lot of hard work to maintain a relationship,
And
especially the ones that matter.
yeah. So here we are this morning again. For those now joining in, thank you for joining in. We're doing Surya Darshan this morning under some heavy clouds at the top of a mountain. And if you look in the back, you
Cold
get
breeze.
the idea of how high
Yeah,
up
which
we
is
are.
why I cloak up.
Because the clouds are literally, yesterday we were in clouds. So again, sharing with you some tips of
Hey, Lloyd.
nurturing a relationship to get you to 24 years of
Sharon,
marriage.
Pinky,
So here's an unconventional tip that
and it might seem unconventional, but it's really not, because we have to be real at the end of the day. And what are the main reasons why you choose to spend your lifetime with somebody is to enjoy that person and have that person enjoy you. Now, you all might think, oh God, the pundit talking about spending personal time with each other, but and might say the raw word, but in fact, it isn't necessary. It is necessary. That is how you and your partner bonds, and I'm referring definitely to spending personal quality time with each other, enjoying each other, the way God ordained husband and wife to do so. So, yep, it's necessary.
important tip
Okay.
to 24 years. So we want to wrap this up now and go get some coffee and some breakfast and take that rainbow a little bit more behind us too. So to those of you who are on your road to 24 years, those of you that have gone past 24 years and on to bigger numbers, congratulations. Celebrate them 1 year at a time. One of the tips earlier was don't look forward to tomorrow just yet, right? Just deal with the now, live in the moment now.
That's all you have. That's all you have. Live now, because tomorrow is promised to no one. Tomorrow is a mystery. The past is history, and today is present. So it's a gift. So deal with it now.
Alright.
So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to many more.
All right.
Cheers.
Boom. All right, so we're gonna enjoy some breakfast and some warm up back my coffee. So
Cheers, everybody.
cheers, everybody. Enjoy your day, and see you all for next Surya Darshan. Blessings and love to everybody.
I'll probably get him to serenade me with a little kabhi kabhi or something out on a hill.
I have my harmonium. Anything is possible.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy your day. Oh, by the way, the anniversary is on the 22/02/2022.
Oh, Giselle, that's nice. Thank you.
How special is that going to be this year?